Joe Biden is pandering to illegal aliens. It's June 19th, 2024, and these are your headlines. The White House has unveiled a new parole program that aims to circumvent immigration policy by connecting illegal aliens married to U.S. citizens with benefits for legal immigrants. Governor Abbott released a statement labeling the policy as illegal and condemning the Biden administration's actions. He said President Biden's mass amnesty announcement is blatantly illegal and is a desperate pandering for votes in his failing re-election bid. He also explained that rather than solving the border crisis he caused, President Biden's mass amnesty will be yet another magnet to attract migrants to flood across our border illegally. President Biden needs to stop rewriting immigration law and start enforcing it. And the governor described the new policy as gaslighting the American people by initially issuing an ineffective executive order pretending to secure the border, then offering amnesty to over 500,000 illegal aliens who are already in the country and married to U.S. citizens. According to the Center for Immigration Studies, the de facto parole in place program is yet another example of presidential overreach and abuse of the narrowly tailored parole authority being used to grant massive numbers of illegal aliens legal residence. CIS's Andrew Arthur says that the program for illegal spouses is just the beginning in the vanguard of a much larger amnesty. Austin Public Library staff are promoting a book about chest binding on their teen nonfiction reading list. The book is available for teens on library shelves at 11 locations throughout Austin. It's categorized as a graphic novel. Breathe, Journeys to Healthy Binding, and is a graphic guide for people interested in chest binding as a form of gender-affirming care. That's the quote. School Library Journal, a popular resource for librarians, encourages the book to be made available to teens and refers to Breathe as, quote, an essential purchase for all secondary and public library collections. SLJ says the book provides health information in a readily accessible manner that is otherwise difficult to find in science-based resources. In a survey of 1,800 participants, 97% reported one or more side effects from chest binding, including pain, shortness of breath, digestive issues, and neurological problems. Now, the same author of this book is also the author of Genderqueer, which the American Library Association listed as the most challenged book of 2023, after parents raised issues with the content. While the American Library Association considers challenges to books in school libraries as censorship and an assault on the freedom to read, parental rights advocates see many books in school and public libraries as containing explicit and age-inappropriate content.
The Luke Macias Show is your access to what happens behind closed doors in Texas politics. Listen weekly to me, your host, Luke Macias, as I break down what is actually happening in conservative politics in the Lone Star State, a state that we all love and cherish. Listen weekly wherever you listen to podcasts. This show is a product of Texas Scorecard.
After weeks of delay and questions over whether or not the Houston City Controller would certify the mayor's proposed 5-year collective bargaining agreement with the city's firefighters, City Council has unanimously approved the agreement, 14-0, 3 council members absent. The proposal was approved a week after an associated $650 million bond payment for back pay to the firefighters was also approved. Despite the 8-year battle between the city and its firefighters now being in the past, and this fight has gone on for ages, it seems like, the mayor and council are left, figuring out how to pay for it. Mayor John Whitmire said he'd be looking at support from the state come next legislative session, also looking at a possible lift of Houston's local property tax cap and potentially more bonds to cover the expenses. The agreement and settlement will take effect and be dispersed on July 1st, the start of the next fiscal year. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.